Hello, and welcome along to episode 46 of Beldania. Our party are still level 11. Look at that. How amusing. Last session, we discovered the thin lines between life and death, key to the afterlife, in the way of the path 4.
Yes.
Yeah, that seems alright.
Yeah, and we trundled onwards. In fact, I think we literally just exited the door and went, yeah, that's that session done. So as you guys traverse the wilderness on your way across the Jawston countryside, today I have playing with me Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I will be playing Sebastian Belmont, the Abjuration Wizard.
I have Jamal.
Hey guys, Jamal here. I'll be playing Kiavo Duskmane, our Order of the Scribes, the Onin Wizard.
Playing in slow motion today, Jamal.
Yeah, my throat's kind of I'm struggling.
Have Rico.
Hey, I'm Rico, and I'm playing Torin Goldenbrand, the Dragonborn Paladin of Glory.
I have Joe.
I'm Joe, and I'm playing Hennick Littlefield, the halfling farmer and bard of the homebrew College of Humility.
And I have Bruno.
Rosa. I'm playing Rosania Veselor, an Eladin druid. She's a circle of stars, and she's gonna heal you up. I hope.
Maybe. She's an out. Nevertheless, as I said, you were trundling across the Wilson countryside, and I think what you're probably doing is getting out of that dungeon and setting up camp, right?
Yeah.
Torin will have loaded the mirror onto Hennick's cart.
Yes, of course. It's also quite late at night, and you guys are quite tired. We're do the sleepy thing. Oh god, we just resurrected McPherson. Let's not do that. Get out of here.
Oh my god.
Hasn't died.
Ah, yes, I do think. He died about 6 seconds after you walked out the door.
And Rosania revivified him, I'm sure. Anyways, let's talk about the important PC, Rosa.
I'm gonna start casting Fabricate and make myself a bed frame out of a nearby tree.
You've deleted my tree from that campsite. This campsite already. You can't delete another one.
Well,
let me see if I can copy paste it. There we go. You can delete that tree.
okay, yeah, I will destroy the whole tree, leaving nothing in its wake, to make a bed frame for myself, and then I'll put like my, I guess, sleeping bag over, and then like yeah.
It's re-emerged for the next time we come to this campsite.
Wonderful.
So I don't forget. Otherwise, there'll be no trees. And Bastion is at fault with deforestation.
It's true.
So, there's another question. When was the last time we did our mage armor things?
I believe you cast yours going into the previous dungeon.
Right.
No, you said that it had been up. I think.
Bastion's had his up 6 days.
Yeah.
So he still had
One of them
day.
had it up for a week or
Yeah.
something.
You would have to cast it in the morning after this. Whereas Kaba, you cast yours on the way into the dungeon, but still have 2 days remaining.
Okay. Right, so we're going through the night. That's fine.
And so, sorry, James, you did say that we're getting a long rest or a short rest?
Yeah, you can take a long rest. It's late at night here. You set up camp specifically for the purpose of sleeping all night. I'm sure you'll keep watch throughout the night. But nothing disturbs you. Able to rest up until morning. Let's just double check that Alessio is not. Knowing my luck, it'll be Natasha.
Just
Bring
me and
her
Sebastian.
back.
No, it's just Taran and Sebastian just chilling. Everybody else has got off in the morning. I think Hennick's gone off to after the donkey. Rosania's off. I don't know, praising the.
She's talking to the bunny in the mirror, hopefully.
Ah, yeah, having a good chat with that bunny. Be careful.
Figuring out his name.
I have a name.
As
I didn't give him a name. Maybe you gave him a name.
No. Unnamed.
He hasn't told us yet.
No, exactly. Criminal mastermind. He doesn't give his name away.
Would he give me his name if it involved getting him out of this prison?
No,
Oh, so he likes being there.
he doesn't. He doesn't understand the concept of freedom. A
Do
high
you
level thought
want-
for a bunny, isn't it?
Do you want to run with the grass?
Bunny looks at you and is like, "Speak with animals doesn't work through this mirror."
Oh, now whoever made this mirror is a filthy, filthy magician, and I will personally make their life hell. All right, that's it for me then.
Okay, bear with. I have a. Let's just give me a moment.
Josh, were you going to say something?
I was, but it doesn't matter. it was something stupid, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, even if noticing the attempt by Rosa there, Hennick would probably say something about Rosania, if that and a rabbit there is inside that mirror, and the last time I can imagine anyone's been down there with that mirror, a rabbit ought to be dead by now, which means something's going on with the time of some sort of stasis in the mirror, and so if you let him out of there, it might not be so good for him.
I never thought of that, Hennick.
Permanent life stuck
Crumble
in the
into
mirror
dust.
is might be one choice.
Aren't you glad we got you out of there, Sebastian?
Oh yeah, it definitely wasn't more peaceful in there. No real need to eat or drink or anything like that. It was quite it was better to think about things when you don't have, bodily.
Granted, but isn't eating and drinking what makes life enjoyable?
Sure, but think of the amount of time you could spend discovering the mysteries of the world if you weren't eating and drinking.
So would you like to go back in?
Right now, I do.
All this talk of food has gotten me hungry. Hennick, you think you could whip something up for us?
Of course. I
And
don't know what.
Hennick, I would like to say that your concerns regarding death are not concerns I share.
Well, that's the kind of sentiment you get from an elf, especially a fancy one.
I do not call me fancy because I will take it as an insult.
Well,
Ornery elf, then.
probably not one who's only a few years old. That's the important part.
Speaking of fancy, what is for breakfast?
Oh, breakfast. Let's see here. Rabbit.
Rabbit stew?
No. Let's see. I've got a bunch of things that
Oh, that would have been so good.
mean nothing in my inventory. Let's see what I have.
This
here.
is why I
Send it
like
first.
Beldania, because every other campaign, Josh is always like, "Oh, what's the food?" And I have to think about it. In this campaign, anybody who asks what's the food, I'm like, "I don't know, Hennick. What's the food?"
Joe's just like,
potatoes.
potatoes.
It's toast and bacon. That's what you get. There's some pork and some bread on my
Toast.
list. I'm calling that toast and bacon.
That's great. Go ahead and give me a cooking roll. Let's see how good that toast and bacon is. Let's see if I can
All right.
use some herbs.
Eggs and bakey.
22.
Oh, don't. You've just reminded me of something so funny. I'm going to go off on a complete tangent here. That's a great roll, and you can each have a D8 roll, Hennick. D8, and you can each add that to your map. The other day, my mother and I were sat in the living room just chatting away. It's plus your modifier, plus your charisma modifier.
Okay.
It's a
Six.
There you go. My mum and I were just sat downstairs in the living room, and Alexa, the digital woman, just went wakey, eggs and bakey out of nowhere at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were just both sat there like, what the fuck?
The fuck?
I've no idea.
Man.
But it was quite amusing.
What in the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So each receive. Sorry, was that 6 or 5? Your charisma.
6.
Six.
6 to the max, right? Not
yeah.
6 temp.
Yeah, 6 to the max, exactly. As if aid has been cast. But 6 instead of a 5. Cool. With that, you are ready to face the day.
Hey.
To set out on the path. Go on.
I'd like to cast Mage Armor.
Oh, would you? Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah. No roll is necessary at this point. You will be capable now of holding it for 2 more weeks. It's not far off permanency. But you can roll something else for me. You can roll a D100.
Ooh, I'd love to.
Bruno is wheeling and
That's
rolling.
34.
A 34. Okay, nice. Off of which is 17, I would assume.
34.
Oh, nice. As you're waking up in the morning, you are met by a passing herbalist. Sort of as he wanders by. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Hi, travelers out in the wilderness. Oh, how quaint. Breakfast smells wonderful.
Thank you.
We do what we can.
Really wonderful.
Oh, you're right there.
You're right, sir. Would you like some tea? I have some.
Oh shit! I would
Hand him
right
Some
now.
sort of an herbal concoction, maybe.
Yeah. Perfect. Great for the throat.
I'll hand him something. I'll hand him like some water skin.
Sorry, I'm really struggling actually.
Go grab a drink, James.
I've got 3 drinks. They're not helping.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, he died. Where was I? Breakfast smells good. Thank you for the. Yes, thank you. I don't suppose you'd mind if I head up to that rock up behind your camp. Just, well, there's some mighty rock vine up there. Difficult to gather in these areas.
Is that
Rock
right?
fine, huh?
Yes.
Rock don't belong to us.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's quite close to the back of your tent. Wow. He starts reaching up, and you see that he's about 4.5 foot tall, 5 foot tall. Quite a short man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's reaching up, and he's going to cut the rock vine as high as he can reach, leaving the rest sort of growing down the rock. He's not getting a huge amount of it. You guys will notice because he's not that tall. But obviously,
I'll assist him and take the higher cuts.
okay. And obviously, you would recognize that rockvine has some great alchemical properties. And he indeed will start to wax lyrical about rockvine's a wonderful herb. It can, in potions, it can even create an armor over the skin, or assist in other versions of spells and hardening up liquids. It can be great for creating oil for both your armor and your weapons. Most excellent alchemical. Thank you very much for your help, I must say. Well, it's unusual to see a Leonin in these parts. Travelled far.
Quite.
But with a
Travelled
most
from our.
diverse group.
Yes, you could say that. We hail from a small town just north of here.
Oh, is that right? I come from a relatively small town myself. I hail from Safeton. I grew up with the halflings. Wonderful folk. But
Ah, yes, we're familiar.
wow. So you would be. And he sort of gestures towards Senek. Good morning, sir.
Good morning there.
But this here you're cooking. Sir. It smells wonderful.
Well, thank you. It's just whatever's managed to keep well enough on the cart over our journeys.
Oh, such a modest fellow. Getting the bacon this lean is, well, that's something. I think I've decided he's helped himself to breakfast. I know you only offered him a cup of tea, but fuck it, he's at food now. He's running away with his
One of those guys.
with his 6 increase to max HP. He's over the moon. He's 2.5 times his hit points.
He's like, I'm gonna live forever.
He's gone from 4 to 10. He's like, whoa! feeling vital, you know, chucking those rock vines. But yeah, basically, he will offer to share some of his cuttings with Piabo when you express knowledge. And basically, his deal is you can have some of the rock vine, but he'd like to take the majority of it. But in exchange, he will give you some of the ironwood heart that is in his potion ingredients pouch.
Have we got his
Don't
name?
No, but he can have a name if you'd like him to have a name. He'd look at you and he'd say, "My name is Veras." Veras, yes, Veras. He'll tell you that rockvine and ironwood can be combined together in a potion of armor. No, that's rubbish. Can be combined together for a potion of bark skin. Try it sometime. And it is tough as bark. Great for your unarmored fellows there. I must say, that's quite dandy and fine armor you're wearing there. Dragonborn.
Oh, well, thank you. I've sewn it myself, actually.
Is that
Bit of a
so?
hobbyist.
Ah, that which is made by our own hands is always most important to ourselves. Brings great
Isn't that the
pride.
truth?
Award.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, I think so. Well, thank you so much. What a pleasant morning. Lovely to meet fellow travelers on the road. I'll be carrying on. I've got some ephedra to pick over the next hill. Please have a great day.
Likewise, Varus. Perhaps our paths will cross again one day.
I hope they will. We'll need to roll another 34. But he will head onwards into the distance, allowing you guys to do the world mapping thing.
So how much did I get out of that? The rock vine?
0.4 or 4 lots if you prefer. And the same of ironwood. Is that I think it's called? No, ironwood heart. Ironwood heart and rock vine. And together, if you wish, you may combine them to make a potion of bark skin.
Wow.
Potion of bark skin, just logically, I believe, just gives you 15 armor class. For a certain period of time. Character sheets open, so I cannot. Oh my god. Anyway, on the road again.
Oh, 16, actually, I think.
Is it 16? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
so
16.
it's probably a downgrade for most people, I think, but maybe not for the wizards.
That's exactly what mine is.
I'm only 15, so
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
there you go.
they can also be sold, of course. Perhaps enhanced at a later date to increase that armor class number. But
Henrik just gets addicted to barkskin potions.
Henrik doesn't strike me as a very addictive fellow.
No, definitely not.
no, probably not.
But,
I mean, this repetition, he's habitual, but
yeah.
Yes, habitual, not so much an addict.
Maybe you could just
Considering
keep
that.
giving barkskin potions to Black Radish.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
Oh,
Just
that would be really good.
constant safety for that poor thing.
16 armor
Yeah.
class donkey.
Well,
I
I mean,
all
Mushroom
that
doesn't even have an
considered,
armor class.
He'd
So.
just be
who knows?
shedding bark all over the place then.
Sorry, Kiaba, go on.
all that considered, since I've now got these ingredients here to play around with how many that I have, now I've got the portable alchemy kit. I'd like to see if I can do some experimentation on the cart whilst we travel to our next place and see what things I can make.
Please do not make potions on a cart. You need heat. And that sounds dangerous. I think when you come into camp for another long rest would be the time. You can sort of do a little bit of reading up and poking about with ingredients, but actually attempting to make any potions while moving on a cart, you would know, it's just going to disrupt the distillation process.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay then.
It's also going to lead to you farting out a ginormous amount of potions, which I don't want to have to deal with the power bloat. So you're going to wait.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, it is a fine day for traveling. Make it fairly cleanly through most of the morning, and as we approach 1 o'clock in the afternoonish, Thorin, roll me a D100 and don't get a 34. Be weird.
I will. Unless. Oh, where it is. How about a 9?
Oh, about it, no. Ooh. Nice and simple. As you cross the side of the road, you're sort of riding on by when you notice 2 goats rushing down the hillside. And they almost skitter into the way of the cart.
Whoa, Tamarind. Tamarind will rear back.
Yeah, cart clatters to stop.
These 2 goats stop and stare straight into the eyes of Black Radish. Most confrontational manner. Goats
Move aside,
Get out.
goat.
Yeah, get out of the way there.
Can't you see we're walking here?
One goat sort of its little front foot looks up at you proudly. Oh, with its head again.
What do you want?
Can they, by virtue, just understand you? I don't think so.
I can ritual cast speak with animals.
Okay, so you do that. You're going to spend 10
Yeah.
minutes doing that while these goats hold up the party?
Oh, we're definitely in a conundrum. I think we have 10 minutes to spare.
Sure.
The hell are we gonna do? Go around them?
I would have cast it at, if it helps, I would have cast it at the camp to try and speak to the rabbit. I don't
That
know
was
if-
2.5 hours ago. I think it
Great,
lasts
then I'll cast it
10
again.
minutes. Yeah, cool. So yeah, you sort of mutter to yourself for a while, and you look up and... Sorry, what did you say to the goats?
What do you want?
What do you want? What do we want? Oh, I know. Yeah, right. What do we want? And the goat turns back to him and is like, I don't know. What do we want? Hey,
Perhaps they want some food.
had some
Rosa.
hay. Hay good. Had some hay recently. It was nice. Maybe some fresh grass. Some
There's
milk.
grass all around us.
Yeah, but, pleases us to have a human serve it. Or an elf. Don't really, they just mean humanoid.
I'll speak in common to the party. You know, I could really just charm these goats and tell them to get out of our way, but I have no patience for this morning. So I'm gonna druid craft some of the grass nearby to make it grow and look better and greener. And I'll look back at the
Grow to
goats
their
and
like
say,
face height.
"You asked, I provided."
Could you pick it for us? I don't want to lean my neck, It's got a crick in it. That's funny this morning.
Rosa, what the hell's wrong with this goat?
Got a crick in its neck.
It seems that the goats have developed narcissism. But,
Do they desire praise?
What's she saying, Dennis? I ain't got a clue.
oh, I'm saying that you're the goat. You're the goat of all the goats I've seen.
That I am. Yeah, can you scratch my chin? It's itchy.
That I can
He
do.
lifts his head.
I'll give the bum fluff a little scratch.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Marvelous.
All right, eat the grass and get out of here before I start casting my big spells.
Ah, fine.
Come on, be a good
We'll
goat.
stop some.
Come on.
We'll stop some travelers that don't talk back.
Oh! Now
Yeah.
listen here, little goat. Before you go, I don't want to see you stop any of the travelers. The world is bad enough as it is. We don't need you
Travel
to cause
onwards.
any more ruckus.
Unless you are
Upon-
far better than I thought you were. You can't see out your ass.
And so upon
will-
seeing the confrontational attitude between both parties, Torin will step in and sort of, hold Rosa back. She's just like, leave it alone, Rosa. They're just goats.
Torin, when I tell you I was so close of polymorphing both of them into worms and eating them,
Oh my god.
Don't waste
Elf
your
eats
breath.
worms. You hear that, Dennis? Oh, tails, Fred. Tails.
they speak in common now.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, that's a point. They haven't learned common in the last 5 minutes.
I'll turn around and I'll sort of blow some flame at my nose, just to try to
Shit, I didn't
startled
see
a
that.
little.
Dangerous. It's a dragon man. Huh.
Do you know what's even more dangerous than a dragon man? A goat on fire by a dragon man.
Oh, that sounds like a hell goat to me.
I don't know what's being said, but I like these
The
goats.
goat
I will
raises an
happily
eyebrow at you.
translate everything. I will happily translate everything.
The goat raises an eyebrow at you, but moves out your way and gives you a almost courteous nod. You may pass.
I'll give a respectful nod, but you can gather that Rosania does not like goats.
No.
Anymore.
They're not very enchanted with you.
As we walk past, can I give one of the goats a scratch under the chin?
Yeah.
Cool. As I don't, what a good goat.
Rosa
you
will
are.
just catch Dennis turning to Fred and going, "Fucking hell, them cats are walking on 2 legs these days."
I won't translate that part.
But yeah, he's very grateful for the chin scratch, and Dennis and Fred will be left in the past forevermore. You can trundle along the road. It'll take the majority of a day to get to the entrance to the. You've heard about this place. It's like 2 hills. That as they meet in the middle, there is a strange shimmering door that shines between them, but it only is visible
back
at
door.
dawn. Is only visible at dawn. You'll have to sleep the night. For the purpose of ease, you do not need to take a long rest, and we will just say that Hennick's breakfast is equally good the following day. And with your same 6 points of max HP following morning, as the sun rises in your... Sorry, go on.
Oh no, it's just I've got some other inspiration to give, but you can describe the situation first.
Yeah. As the sun rises over the back of the 2 hills to the east, you notice that it sort of... There's a sun between the 2 hills, and then the sun rises, but the image of that moment stays, and that glimmering gold portal between 2 hills is available for you to enter briefly.
Well, we might not have too long here, but
Briefly being a couple of hours, not like 2 minutes.
I want to make sure we're bolstered before we go in here, and also, I've been starting to think about, passing on some of what we've learned about and from these places, and after that last one, I'm not sure how many more I'll survive. So even though
Do you have a stanza for us, Henrik?
Well, I don't have 27 verses yet, but I want to make sure that we put down and share what we've got so far. So I thought, get us ready for the challenge. Remind us what we've been through with these paths before. So if you would all indulge me in a bit of a song for a moment.
But of course, let's have it.
It goes a little something like this, and it's got the old Jew's harp and sort of. The way of the path is long, each stage deserves its own song to do. The thing complete is too ambitious a feat, by and by might be fatally burned. Meantime, I'll share what I've learned. Just keep course straight and true. Believe most strongly in you. Share light. When you plumb the depths, you might even sidestep death. When pressed, carry burdens well. Get blessed with a crystal spell. Then toast with drowsy fountain streams. Brush strokes make real your dreams. Fight bones of those come before. Joy alone averts a fiery floor. 5 we know, more than 20 left. Tips for those I wouldn't venture to guess. "16 temporary HP is the real point of that.
Let's
Enjoy
go.
Oh my god, okay.
Henrik, I really loved all of that, but there's only one part I disagree with. That this is an impossible feat, because with inspiration like that, nothing is impossible.
Yes, I'm invigorated.
It's one of those sort of double double meanings there. You know, I'm not so sure I can compose the whole song.
Ah, yes, of course.
You should believe in yourself more. You're a lot better than you give yourself credit.
Well, I try. Let's gather one more verse, I suppose.
Onwards.
That will you step
Onwards
into the
and
portal.
upwards, or downwards, whichever we go.
Just to confirm, 16 temp HP, and you should all have a 6 increase to max as well.
Correct.
16. Ooh-wee.
Are we ready to step through?
Yes.
You step through the portal, you find yourself in heaven. The roof is quite heavy above you, as there is a small path lit by what appears to be a little lantern, slightly askew top. It almost looks like a mushroom. There's a continual flame burning inside it. And somebody has etched something in tiny little writing onto the lantern.
Okay.
What does it say?
As you lean close, do you read Elvish?
No. Too fancy.
You'd recognize the script as Elvish. You're able to point it out to anybody else, and I'm sure that Rosa and I think somebody else speaks Elvish as well, don't they? You, Henrik?
Oh, he might. You might from an item that you're carrying. I think we got those. We
Yes,
got
yes,
those
yes.
elvish
Yeah.
items, and there was one like a necklace or a ring that let you understand them or something.
Yeah,
Maybe not
I
elvish,
think-
but Sylvan or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was Sylvan.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
have
so
a
as you lean in close to this little lantern, it simply says, "Where the numbers above the portal, only that many life forms will they allow to."
Oh, okay.
So basically, and translate into very common English to make this really clear, the numbers above the portals will dictate how many life forms they will through.
Mhm.
I will tell you that if you have Mike with you, the mushroom, he will not count as a true life force and pass freely with you. Purely for
I mean, I
mechanical
think
reasons.
I would have left them outside, but I don't. If we're like worried, we're not going to come back out in the same place. But I'm certainly not going to bring the cart through anyway. So let's just assume that they've been left outside.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
thought about that. We need to get you a cart that magically gets reduced to 0 and re-increased. They'll find their own way somehow, somewhere.
It'll be
Right.
okay.
It'll be
it's why I
fine.
gave them. It's why I gave them an intelligent guide of running.
Yeah, exactly. Mike will just
guy,
be
but
like, well, I've heard where this exit
I
is.
can send him to him and sort of tell him where to go.
Well, then that may well be what has to happen, because I don't think you're going to come out where you entered in. I didn't even consider that. Anyway, but yeah, just worth mentioning. Very definitively. And indeed, it is not long before, as you've gone up this path, you see a waterfall. And just to the right of the waterfall, you see a shimmering blue portal. And if you look up, you will see a portal the like at the top of the waterfall, exiting out onto a ledge up above. As if jumping from here to up here somewhere.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And inscribed above the portal is the number 3. It's not actually a number, it's lines, but it's quite obvious. I'll use the Roman numerals.
Imagine somebody mistaking that for 111. Oh, we can march a small army through this portal. Nope.
Oh dear. Gavo, I'm sure, will not, however.
No, Kiavo will cotton on very quickly, but would likely still make a quip about mistaking it for sending much larger number of people through.
So you are faced with the portal at the bottom, portal at the top, waterfall, and a number 3 above it.
Well, somehow I doubt anyone's going to get permanently stuck right here at the beginning, but on the chance that it does, we've already passed one clue I have no idea about. I mean, I might be one of the best to stay behind. I can even go back outside and deal with the cart and such if I need to, if this is the end of the road for several of us. But seems unlikely, but some of our smarter folk maybe go through first.
So if we know exactly where this portal goes, surely, at least in my case, I wouldn't need to go through the portal at all, right?
Why?
Investiture of wind and just fly up to where the
Yeah.
other portal is?
You would assume that is
So
absolutely
other
fine.
people can go through.
Yeah.
We don't need to use a
You are
portal.
2 people.
Use.
You would assume that if you travel up to where the portal comes out by natural means, you do not count as a person going through the portal, of course. That is the whole point of the dungeon.
Yeah.
Some of you will have to
I'm
manage the
exactly saying
trials,
it.
and some of you will have to go through the portals. Don't worry, Henrik, we're not going to lead you.
I mean, I figured not, but as a character, it's like
Made perfect sense.
Well, I will take this bed and then step through the portal. Who will join me?
You don't have to if you don't want
Don't all step up at once.
Oh,
I
I
can-
intend of going in. I would like to see Chiavo attempt to fly up there first. I want to see something.
Yeah. So when I see where Torrin comes out at the other end, at that point I would just.
I mean,
attempt
to be
fly
fair,
up
to be
towards
fair,
the
Jamal, you can see both portals at the same time. So you can,
Yeah, just
you can even sort of poke a stick through first to see it come out the other side. Sort of testing mechanic. It is life forms that it counts. It doesn't care how many objects you can
yeah.
see.
That's fair.
Cool. And you are able to see Torrens arriving out at the platform. You're casting Investiture of Wind, are you? How long does that
Yeah,
last?
because I don't have fly, so it's
How
the
long
only one
does
I can do that
Investiture of
flies.
Wind last?
10 minutes or so.
Okay. So yeah, as you begin to feel the winds ruffling around you, your Leonin form is lifted up a bit like a Magneto format. Your arms are down, sort of stood quite straight. You look absolutely ridiculous, graceful in the slightest. But you do ride with the crackling of wind at your grasp. What I'm looking for, but we'll go with it. You rise up to the area.
He got there all right. There was no barrier or anything.
No, he easily managed to lower himself.
Yeah, as Torin is stepping out of the portal and is met with Chiavo and his wind form, he's just like,
Yeah.
I have arrived.
battered in the face. Yeah.
So you may take 2 more through the portal, and 1 more of you must find their way up alone.
I'll cast fly myself.
I was gonna say Sebastian can fly. I'm pretty
How
fucking
long
sure.
does fly last?
I just wanted to see if there was a barrier there or not. So
How long does fly last?
it lasts 10 minutes.
Okay, great. So I don't have to make 2 separate counters. Yeah. You are all able to then make your way up to the top of this bridge. And indeed, at the end of the bridge, you see a little portal in the side of a statue. And as you look through, you see yourselves. Did you realize that over the canyon opposite, the portal is facing you? And this portal will allow 4 people. So one of you, who is still flying, I'm sure, will be able to glide across the find yourselves
Gladly glide across them.
stood across the platform. I mean, I'm sure you and Sebastian will fly together. Do you race?
Uh,
I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
that's
know.
something the wizards would do.
Can I? I could guarantee I'd win the race, but I do not care enough about racing to blow a spell slot on it. So I'll just.
Chiava, would you like to race?
Please blow your spell slots on racing. I love that. Just out of interest, how much flight speed does Investiture bring?
60 foot.
Oh, so it is identical.
Yeah.
So Chiava, would you like to race?
I won't expend any resources on this race, but sure, we'll see which one of us makes it over fast.
Go on then.
You're not going. No, you're
No,
going to
I
go
just
through
want
that
you to
portal,
leave.
aren't you?
I just want you to go away.
Wow, charming. And here I thought you was going to try to cheat and go through the portal whilst I was flying.
No, I'd rather see how safe it is first. You can go. You can go first.
Oh, now I'm the reckless one rather than you.
No,
How incredible.
I just
What
want
a fantastic change. Okay,
I just-
bye.
Bye. Bye.
Cool. Yep. Calvo starts to sort of flutter across. And Sebastian, will you fly afterwards or take a step through the?
I'll step through the portal.
Sorry, that's not the music I was looking. So yeah, you are all find yourselves stood on that platform. You are confronted with a dark tunnel. To the side, shimmering in a bright light, it's a blue portal. And as you look through it, you see a room you haven't been into yet. Dark tunnel is in front of you. And it says 2 above the portal.
Oh.
Even the magical light of your amulet does not broach the darkness. Fills this tunnel. Dark
Can
tunnel.
the people who
portal
do
zone
have
2.
dark vision see?
Nope. It's thick darkness. I don't think any of you have like an observation or anything.
I have this golden dragon mask that I've attuned to gives me dragon sight, which gives me, I think it says.
I didn't
Oh,
give you
never mind.
true
I'm
sight,
tripping.
Did I? No.
I'm tripping. I thought
Gives
it
you
said that
dark
it gives
vision, I
you
believe.
vision
No, I've
through
got the
magical
visor.
darkness. Yeah, that's it. Someone has that.
The
Yeah.
visor gives you what?
I can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a
Right.
distance of 60 feet, so I can see perfectly in the tunnel.
Okay, if you are you attuned to the visor?
Oh, absolutely, am I?
Okay, you see that there are a series of spikes coming out the ground. They're quite vicious and they're angled towards you guys. But I'm sure if you can see them, you'll be able to guide your party through. Will anyone take the portal?
Are these spikes made of stone?
No.
Okay.
They are sharpened metal blades.
I'll take the portal.
Cool. Giavo, how many feet of vision do you get? This
60.
okay. That's your dark vision, is it?
Yeah, see normally in darkness, both magical and
Okay.
non-magical, to
So,
a distance of 60 feet. so-
Sebastian, you step through the portal and you find yourself with a dark tunnel behind you. You, however, have made it through quite clean. Giavo, will you lead the rest of the party through?
Yeah, what I'll do as well is, because I've still got my flying, I'll sort of make sure I can go just a little bit further ahead, scout an appropriate path each time, and then just like guide a party to a safe
Well,
point.
I
And then
have blind sight if that counts for anything,
Yeah, you would sense any creatures moving or anything like that.
but not like
And
static
like
things. Okay,
vagueness of
gotcha.
obstructions, but you don't sense actual definition of those.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
You could fight the spikes if you had to. You're just not really capable of working your way exactly around them. But nevertheless, you step out. And once you are through the portal, you see this shimmering gold doorway. Center of a platform almost 60 feet away from you. The platform is on its own in the middle of a large square room. The gold portal sits at the center. There is a 5 written above.
It first came up for me as just a big white square, and I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
"Dear
same.
God, what have we stepped into?"
Yeah, it's HD art. That's what it is. I don't often have HD art, but I do today.
Oh,
Very
wow.
HD.
Yeah, it's cool. It's from a friend's Mid Journey.
Sick.
Oh.
Is that the
Well.
scene that we see behind it?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's difficult to see from this distance. It's 60 feet away, but you think that you can see some sort of mystical land inside it.
I do believe there's 5 of us.
it appears this may be our destination.
Yes, but do remember it is on a platform 60 feet away from you. The platform is almost 40 feet in height. Currently, only 2 of you can fly.
Hmm.
How much stone is around us?
The whole cavern is made of stone.
May I please cast stone steps to make way for my party?
Oh, that's beautiful. We haven't seen this in a while. Can you ping that to BTT?
Yes,
so
I
we
can.
see it.
Give me a second, I have it ready.
Such
here.
a niche spell, but when it's available, oh, is it good?
I prepared all of my spell slots after you said this is like a teleport dungeon.
Mhm.
I redid everything to make
yeah,
sure that
so
we
you
would
should.
succeed.
Sick.
And you would have read about that in, Theseus, I'm sure, as you clicked through, would have given you the information that is known about this. So as you're walking, you move sort of 10 feet of stone at a time to allow 5 stone steps, and or 6, I guess, and the person who steps off the 6th step, then the step reforms in front of you guys, and you make your way gracefully across. As if, we're going back to the Magneto vibe, right? But this time you're
exactly.
floating up bits of metal, or it's floating up bits of rock in front of you, and you all step up to this platform. And indeed, as you peer through, you see what looks to be a vibrant forest.
Excellent.
Better than the stuffy cave.
Hmm. Well, no time like the present then.
As you step through, you are greeted with the sounds of forest. That would have been so nice if I could have got that seamless, wouldn't it? But for some reason, it's not.
It isn't taking us
There
to
it
a
is.
forest.
There it is. There
Oh,
it is.
but I hear a bird. Caw-caw!
Yeah, I hear them now.
Yeah, I don't think it's the right track, but fuck it. No, it's not. It's got farm animals. I'll leave that on mushrooms for now while I don't get the right track. Nevertheless, you are able to head through, and you will find yourself inside what is just a huge forest.
Are we still in the path? I can't tell.
I'd assume we were still on the path itself, but it's very reasonable to assume we're somewhere else. Bear with me a moment. Allow me to take this moment to look around, and I'll just fly up and see if I can. See if there's no barrier or anything stopping me. I'd like to scout around for any signs of a direction for another portal.
I mean, you don't get very far because you see this archway in front of you. As you move to the side, see that what is through it isn't exactly what you're seeing from, like, directly ahead. It's not a real. It's not just an archway; it's a portal.
Oh, okay.
Shimmers, and basically, at first it looked like it was a natural path through, but as you move to the side, the image stayed still, right? And you realize that it's not the natural path through. And indeed, as you flew above, flow, yes, as you flowed above, as you flew above, you saw down and saw that slightly different view. And indeed, you can see a second archway, another 120 feet away.
Oh, the assumption would be that's where we go.
So you
Heed.
will walk up
I
to
will
the
heed
archway.
Kiavo's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and when you get up to the archway, you see that there is a 1 above. Only one person may pass through this archway. However, you do sort of, you're peering through, and Kiavo, as you're looking over, you see that the forest is moving very fast in the gap between the portals, as if there is a vast, strong wind.
What has been happening to the previous portal after this requisite number go through? Like, have they been disappearing, or do we have a sense of that?
Nope, they haven't disappeared at all. As yet, you have not tried to enter a portal that's had its quota of people.
I know you said life forms before, but now you said people. If we weren't people, okay.
Yeah. I guess it's just an easier thing to say. People. Numbers of party members. Yes.
What if I have lice?
Yes, indeed. This is why I made an allowance for the mic on it, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, who will be the one? Shall we send our smartest?
It needs to be
Almost
someone who
wise.
can handle the winds.
And just to let you know, both Sebastian and Chiavo, your spells are going to run out pretty much now. Line of Vesture of Wind.
Ah, that's a shame. Well, I don't think I have much for the winds now, at least with this expiring.
I guess that leaves me.
Oh, no.
Good luck.
I don't need luck.
I do have a spell that can get all of us across, but that would mean that I would have no way to get out of the dungeon if something bad happened.
Well, perhaps we'll keep that for an emergency.
Just wanted to let you guys know.
All right, Sebastian. No fucking around, yes?
Would I?
This is where he gets picked up and blown away
I
by the
give
wind.
Sebastian the look. Like, yes, you would.
No staring into mirror now.
I don't know what you mean. I will enter the portal.
As you go through the portal, unlike the previous ones, which haven't closed, this portal completely disappears, revealing that the archway through is through this archway. There's just it's ripping wind, sort of terrible howling gales of wind passing across the entire area. Sorry, my sounds are taking ages to happen. It's sort of like even as the portal disappears, you can feel this breeze shaking at you. It's the most powerful wind you've ever seen.
Well, I mean...
Sebastian, of course, you have teleported through, sorry. So you find yourself the other side of an archway looking back at basically two walls with this powerful wind rushing between it.
Right.
You are out of the wind.
Nice.
Inside, in a nice, calm, beautiful little area. With
lovely.
the floor scattered with brown and red leaves. The other four of you find yourselves confronted with this 120 feet path of rushing winds.
Is it so strong that we can't even like move through it?
You would assume that, Taran, you're pretty strong. As your claws grab into the ground. You can give it a go if you want. But you're pretty sure you'll be able to walk across. If you're
Sorry, I was misunderstanding this at first, and I understand it now. How far did you say it is?
120 feet. So there's 120 feet between these two archways. And in that 120 feet, the wind is like being funneled through these high walls at a huge speed. Whilst Torin might be able to walk across with relative ease, you're a very strong... Well, I don't know, actually, you're not that strong, are you?
I'm not super strong, but I have a bit more strength
But
than I'd say.
it's an athletics check, so I will tell you that for free. So you know that you might be able to get across.
Yeah.
Is it just open, or is this forest in here as well?
It is sort of... There are trees, but they're spindly and they're bending hugely in the wind. There are things to grab to should you get swept up by them.
I was considering just casting plant growth to fill the whole area so that it would be much more to hold on to.
Oh.
Does it look
You
like
think
it
that
would
might
be
work?
enough vegetation to do it?
Yeah, you think that might work?
As
give
I
it a try.
notice
Oh,
Hennick doing
awesome.
this, I would like to contribute something to your spell. As Stone Steps is still active, I will move stones to give even like a stronger structure to whatever you're building.
Oh, I see. So, like, yeah, almost... Do you know those little squares that you put around trees when they're in their early stages of growth? Secure their trunks
Yeah.
against the wind. Yeah, I love that. Like, the stones building up, you get this pung and there's thick vegetation. It gives you something to, like, handhold one thing to the next. I will tell you
It'll
that
take time, but
this will allow all of you that are of a medium size or larger to pass through without a check. But Hennick, it's still going to be a great struggle for you, unless... but what a couple of the party members can enable you with their own sort of... they're not going to just let you walk through. I'm sure they'll sort of guide you, holding your hand, etc.
I mean, so my aura of alacrity actually gives everybody increased movement
Yep.
in the general sense.
You probably want to move slowly through here, not quickly.
Gotcha.
It's definitely... basically, I will allow somebody else to make your athletics checks for you, because they are the ones who are trying to hold you in place.
Then I will make them.
If I had the time for it, I would have opted to create a Phantom Steed, and it basically allowed allowed Hennick to make use of the strength of the steed itself created to pass. All
In
you have
that
to do
case,
is
you
hold
can
on.
jump the athletics checks completely. A phantom seed is a medium or larger creature. And I'm sure with Torin sort of holding the trees and putting his hand out for the horse, yeah, that'll get you through. Cool.
Cool.
And as you sort of straight through the wind stops instantly, and you find yourself again in this farm. Quite peaceful. There's a little winding path. You find Sebastian casually leaning against.
I was going to say, is Sebastian in sight? Yeah.
I was watching the whole thing. Yeah, if
That's
you
fine.
had
Sebastian would
like,
never have made it through that anyway.
As you guys would have, I actually had a way that I was thinking of. But as you guys as you guys were traveling, if you looked to the other end, you just saw Sebastian waving.
Of course you did.
Thank you for waiting, Sebastian.
You're welcome. I'm so kind.
So there is a winding path through this forest, and it's quite obvious where the path is. As these trees sort of, I don't know if you've seen those avenues of trees that are like beautifully bent over. It's like that. There's all these nice peaceful autumn leaves and fruit. It's really quite a lovely moment of feeling quite relaxed, and then you notice ahead of you the trees just stop. The path just stops. It's a couple of 100 feet. You make your way up. You peer over. There is a writhing floor of lava.
That's not good.
It's sort of 200 feet down, and there is just lava everywhere. This one's good. Oh, the wrong thing. Sorry. That's what you see. It's lava bubbling down there.
You're muted, by the way.
Sorry, it's 200 feet below us?
It's 200 feet down. Lava burning on the floor. Like
And
an
is
open
there
plain
a
of
way?
wide lava.
And is there a way across the
Across?
room or something, or is it just lava?
It's just a bubbling wide plain of open lava.
What about upwards?
There are thunderclouds up above. Storm.
Well, even if that weren't lava down there, even just to get down to it would be something. I don't know where we're trying to head to.
I'm confused myself. Perhaps I shall traverse across the lava plain. Seek out an exit.
Are you going down? There's a wall. And as you sort of peer over, you do see these sort of red vines all the way down the wall. They seem very tough. They're thick as your entire grip around with one hand. You do think that maybe you could use them as a way
Thorin's
of
got a big hand
climbing
too.
down?
Yeah, I will do so.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I don't know why. Really annoying. There's some lava noises going on, but thanks. Real helpful.
That sounded like you were drinking lava.
Yeah, that's worrying.
I don't know. I've never been
lava
to a
straw.
volcano before. Yeah, sorry.
So while Torin's doing that and looking to climb, I'd like to see if I can use my enhanced eyesight, especially since Danoth's visor, to see if I can find any sort of portals or any other sort of clear signs of somewhere to go from the platform where we are above.
You do
None
not,
at all.
because as Torin, you are climbing down, about halfway down, you see a shimmering red portal.
Ooh.
And as you look through it, you can see your party. And then you see again a little platform below it that can be walked along. And a little way along, there is another shimmering red portal, through which is another peaceful bit of forest land. You can surmise that you're looking through the other end of a portal that's near your party, really near your party.
Can I just stick my arm through it?
Yep.
Like, is there a number above it? Sorry.
No, there is no number above your one, and indeed, as you stick your arm through it, you sort of try, but your hand just doesn't quite get through. You can't go in the outdoor, so to speak.
I will call up to them. I see you all down here.
As you look around up there, give me a perception check. A hearing, if you have any advantage on that.
Oh, yeah. Just a regular then.
Not Torrin, everybody else.
Oh, I thought it was me. Sorry.
No, you lot. If anybody's got advantage on hearing, you may roll with advantage. But you'll make a perception check.
Ignore that.
I will.
Unfortunately, this isn't one to rely on sight. Shame.
That's the
Sebastian?
17.
I got an 8.
Okay, and Rosanna?
Sorry, I was writing the notes. Could you
Perception check
repeat
for hearing.
perception? I got a
Rico, your mic is drumming.
15.
That's right, I got boom, 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 boom. Coming through, like I said, it has a Morse code message. I am stuck in this house. Hennick, you hear a vague muffled sound coming from a tree to your right.
I hear a vague muffled sound coming from that tree to our right.
It sounds a bit like Rico. Like Rico?
We
It
should
sounds
investigate.
Torrin.
Oh, we really magical.
I don't always talk like
Wow.
this. You know.
And it is like he is talking through a little tiny hole and a knot in the tree.
Wow.
But with you and Rosanna walking up to the tree, you see that on the back there's a sort of ill-fitted bit of tree that's been pushed back into the gap.
Yes, that's right. Come towards me.
You do hear that coming through the little knot hole?
What exactly is happening here, Hennick? I'm more of an animal person.
Well, I mean, I don't usually find tiny portals in plants that I grow, but maybe that's what's happening here. It's a itty bitty little.
From Torrin's viewpoint, have they like gotten really enormous?
Yeah, they're
Like,
just
the
right
pool?
in. No, the portal
So
isn't.
they're
this
still
big.
normal looking.
Yeah, they're normal size in that sense.
So I'm not.
They're
It's not like
right
I'm
in
looking
front
through
of
a peephole or something, and they're
No.
just like their faces are like right there.
it. But as you're this close, you do see through this tiny little hole, this bowl in the wood, you do see a shimmering light. Light coming through it.
I'm a little bit like, what? Hennick, any idea?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I would have the sort of control necessary to try to grow this tree to make that hole bigger. Maybe there's some way we can get smaller.
I think you guys missed me say something. Or when you walked around the tree, you see like there's an ill-fitted bit of tree that has been like pushed back into a gap. Right, so it's like somebody
just
stuck a
moved
fake
that
bit
piece
of wood
wood.
in the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, sorry, I think that got missed in the...
Oh.
Yeah, so all you have to do is put
I
your
didn't
finger in the
understand what
bolt
you
hole.
mean.
It may have been
But
my
it's-
fault with like my whole eye.
Well, that's the gap
I was
in the
ready
piece
for
of wood,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Which you
yeah,
could
yeah.
just like pull off the piece of wood, and then there is a portal.
Oh yeah.
I
Size
see.
for 3. And indeed, it looks like it just falls out over the lava plane. But you do see Torrin managing to stand there.
Hennick, would you like to go next to Torin?
Well, something tells me I might have the least luck climbing down. So, what the heck? I'll
Who
step
said
through.
anything about climbing?
Hennick did.
Yeah.
Just happened.
Okay. I was
But
gonna...
I don't have to because I walked through.
No worries.
And indeed, Torrin, Hennick walks through, and you almost like have to put your arm out to stop him, like
I'll
stepping
grab
off
him.
the platform.
Yeah.
And Hennick, as you sort of edge along the platform, you will see a second portal to your right, with a 5 above. Oh, sorry, it's actually got a 6 above it, but it will allow all 5 of you through.
We just have to get down to this platform. Excellent, Hennick.
I'm gonna go through the portal as well.
Okay.
Everyone's
you
just
also
going
find
through the
yourself on the
portal,
ledge.
ignoring the numbers.
And Chiavo and Rosanna, as you see, go through. Yes, there is one more allocated place, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you glad that I came prepared, Chiavo?
Chiavo can fly, so.
No, I can't.
Oh no,
Not
you've
anymore.
used your spell slot. Yeah, good lad.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, the one here that's
Earlier-
got fly just walked through. Goddamn cat.
Saving spell slots for other purposes.
Earlier today, I stated that Rosania woke up a little bit different today because she woke up in her spring form. This allows me to touch one of my party members and teleport them within 30 feet of an area that I can see. Would that be possible in this case?
Oh.
Wow.
I came prepared. I read my character sheet today.
So.
Can she see down if she looks down like the cliff face?
Yes, but you can only teleport them 30 feet, and it's a 100-foot drop. So what you have to do is
doesn't
like
it say
jump.
within 30 feet of
No,
somewhere that they
Jamel,
see?
No, no. So what you'd have to do is like jump off, and then when you get within 30 feet of the platform, teleport. That makes sense.
Oh. Yeah, I get the wording. Okay.
Because you need to be within 30 feet of the platform, right?
Ah.
There is a reason why
right.
I'm not using 30-foot gaps, otherwise some dickhead would be misty stepping the whole way through the dungeon.
And that dickhead would be me!
Well, you'd be using your Eldritch Step, but they can use their spell slots for it, right? So they can use like 34 Misty Steps, I think Sebastian's got. I can't be dealing with that.
I only have like 5 I can use
Yeah,
for free
exactly.
before I need to start using my spell slots.
Yeah. So it's
So, Kiavo, what would you like to do? Oh,
One of
sorry,
you-
James.
just to clarify, one of you through the portal and one of you down the. There is, of course, also just the option of climbing down and or jumping and hoping that Torrent doesn't drop you.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially with a feather.
I got you.
Something.
Well, I could just jump down and give Sebastian the shock of his life, in a very literal sense.
What do you have in mind?
Oh, he's gonna ride the lightning down there.
Yes.
I believe that's only 60 feet, is it? Or is it 90?
That
I did
is
think
100.
20, actually, yeah. Yeah, cool.
Oh no, sorry, up to 60 feet. It says 100 on one thing, but it says 60 on the other, so yeah, I'm guessing it's 60.
Could I
You didn't
teleport
unify
him?
the two, so.
Could I teleport him 30 feet down so then he would be?
Yeah, I mean,
that would
you,
work.
you can blow 4th level spell slots if you like, but, I mean, surely you could just jump down and then...
And it's only
I
third
will.
level.
I will catch you. Trust me.
All that, yeah. 100-foot
So,
drop.
Kiavo, what do you want to do?
Well, I have the safety measure, so I could at least attempt to climb down, and if things go wrong, then... Hey, we have backups. What about you? Do you have any kind of means to be safe, or...
I could fly, teleport down, merge myself with this tree, polymorph into a bird.
Well,
Wild shape.
uh,
Dragon form. Yeah, lots of
Yep.
things. So both of you will be fine. One of you should make a decision. Go.
I
Yes.
would say you'll spend less. No, you'll spend more if you fail. So I think I should climb down.
well, that effectively settles that then. Best of luck, and I'll step through.
Okay. You do
And I'll-
step through. And Rosania, you are able to make athletic checks to climb down. I need 3.
So if I just jump down and before I reach 30 feet, I just misty step into the ground,
Yeah.
or into Torrent's arms, since
Yeah,
he said
yeah,
he wanted to
you can do
catch
that.
us.
Torin would have channel divinity to give him heal the strength.
Okay.
So
How
you'll
long does
see
that last?
Rosania leap.
I believe 10 minutes. Let me just check.
Rosania, take
I'll
a
10
leap
minutes.
of faith. Like a
And
squirrel.
just before 30 feet in the ground, I will then misty step into Torrent's welcoming arms. Hello.
And then you find yourself all on this ledge, looking through at what appears to be the forest, or a forest, but I mean, I say forest, it's like an open grassland. But it's shimmering slightly, as if you're peering at it through hot steam.
I guess we will. I mean,
Can you say that again?
So as you're looking through this portal, you're seeing like a grassland area, but it's as if you're peering at it through hot steam or smoke.
and it has a 6 above the door.
This one has
Or
a
the
6
portal
above
way.
it, yes.
Well, stay close, everyone. Shall we enter together, or need some caution?
It's rather strange that this one has a number this great above it. What the hell's going on with that, I wonder? And also, if considering that it seems like it's incredibly hot through there, are we going to be okay going through this?
There's only one way to find out, Kappa.
Well, that's true.
There might be other ways to find out, but I don't know. So I thought of at some point here, if we need to, we could send this little fellow through and then suck up the wind-up butterfly. But I don't think it'll count as a life form, but it won't tell me if it's hot. Just I could hear and see through it on the other side.
With a shot, Hennig.
I mean, I suppose if I hear roaring flames, but we would see those, wouldn't we, from here?
It's also true.
I've heard of invisible fire.
I guess one thing I could do is try to put...
You can put the butterfly through. I will tell you that.
I mean, could also pull a frog out of the hat and send it through and see if it burns to a crisp.
The butterfly is a flying creature, right?
Yeah, it can fly.
Okay. So the first thing it'll see is that the ground is not beneath it. Or at least it is, but it's quite a long way down. And indeed, as it looks down, it sees fiery flames coming up from the ground. The ground is about a 20-foot drop. 10 foot down, you see a portal shimmering grassland. And behind it, a little way up, with a 3 above it.
But not like... Is it vertical like a normal door?
Yeah.
Or is it... It's not like we could leap through and fall into that one?
No, you cannot. You would have to sort of... Right. There's a ledge you can sort of jump and walk through, but only 3 of you will be able to go.
Hang on, you said there's flames underneath, like 20 foot down. Is there anything overhead, like above?
Normality, I think, is the only word I can explain it with. It's just normal.
Thunderclouds, by any chance?
No. It's just a sort of beautiful blue sky, vivid forest.
Between looking around generally and looking through the newly discovered portal, can I figure out where it goes to? Like where the other end of this is?
If you would imagine that where you come out, you would have to go up a little ledge and then over, and it's over yonder.
Right. Well, how many? 2 of us, did you say?
3 can go through.
3. 3 of us might ought to be able to climb down there and go through this portal I'm seeing. But even if that works just fine, a few are going to have to go across the hard way again.
I'll be fine to exist in the fire.
Does it seem like there's land you could walk on in the fire?
There are rocks moving about in a ground of lava.
Yeah, so it might be a little... It's not just braving the flames, Torin. I don't know if there's really any place to walk across.
So they're big enough rocks to stand on. They're just sort of floating about in there. Although you don't know how much weight they'll take.
I also have the dragon hide boots, which should negate my feet from melting. And I'm immune to fire now, so...
Oh,
hey.
Man. Well,
I could carry somebody across and just like run as fast as I could to negate potential damage.
Well, I just wonder if we're gonna start getting burned just as soon as we go through. So we want to have the plan made up. The
Fair
whole
enough.
room could be dangerous to some of us.
Much as I hate to admit, I prefer to carry Sebastian.
Come on, you love it.
You love it.
I'm not denying that. I'm not carrying.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So just I don't know if I can give this imagery, if I've done this imagery justice, but if you step through this portal, you'll effectively fall onto a ledge 10 feet down where you can step through another portal, right? But there's a 3 above that portal. Just below that is a path of lava.
Yeah.
With rocks on it. You would assume that you will have to walk along that path of lava to find the onwards path, even though Henrik could see over the ledge, it was like far in the distance. But it was far enough that you can just sort of like leap through.
If we're gonna do this, let's do this soon because my boon only lasts 10 minutes.
Well, I don't know how much magical assistance you need to carry Sebastian, but
Oh, I don't need any magical.
That's good, because are we ready to step through?
yeah, what the
Yeah,
heck? I mean,
let's do
I
it.
don't know who's gonna go, but
I'm gonna carry Sebastian, and we're gonna run across the fiery plane, and you guys are gonna step into the portal.
everybody else can go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
As you step through, I need a con save from every one of you apart from Torn.
You all get +4 to the save though.
You do.
I got a 19.
19 as well.
29.
Got a 29 on a con save. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
big number.
Yeah, with the +4, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't even think Henrik could... You got a +7 to your con save? Holy shit. That's really cool. Rosania, you got a 14, but that is a nat 1, correct? Automatic
I'm
fail,
afraid so.
And Chiavo, you also fail. Oh no, you've got a plus.
Yeah,
Okay, so
19.
Rosania is the only one to fail. Rosania, you will take 7 fire damage. The rest of you sort of crunch in close and you'll only take 3. You will notice if you had any magical effects on you when you entered here, I do not count your charmed ability as magic. They will have dropped off. That isn't to say that magical items aren't working, they just stopped. It was like cleansing you of any magical effect that was currently on.
Does that include my arcane ward?
It will include your arcane ward. It will not. It will also include your mage armor.
Okay.
All magical effects currently in persistence.
Sebastian's not a cat anymore.
No, that doesn't.
Yeah, he's a cinder.
I don't want to carry a boy.
No, he's a cat. Sebastian's natural form is cat now. Henrik, Rosania, and Chiavo, you drop on the platform, and it is stiflingly hot here. You'll be able to just go straight through that portal. You find yourself standing on a grassy knoll. Sebastian and Torrin, as you drop to the ground, you hit you hit the ledge, and then you're able to drop down to the ground. You see these sort of rocky things sort of tilting in the lava. And you are able to start sprinting across. You see a tunnel through underneath,
Sebastian in hand.
just round the corner as you're holding Sebastian. Sebastian, I need another con save. As Torrin, even with your dragonhide boots on, you can feel the warmth. And as you begin to sort of charge through this volcanic tunnel, the smoke is getting difficult for you to see through. But with your blind sight, you're able to sort of navigate through the roof. Con save, Sebastian.
I got an 18.
18,
With
okay.
the +4 or without
with the +4?
That was with a +4.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, an 18 is a pass. You will take 5 fire damage. And you are beginning to struggle to breathe. At this point, you will need to hold your breath. Sort of, and it's not even a full breath, you know, it's that horrible, like, clogged up, smoky feel. Torrin, however, he's doing okay. He's just gonna... You see, like, his face becomes almost more draconic as it moves through, and as you're charging through, Torrin, you don't even notice it, but you hit a portal. And you charge straight through. Bastian, you find yourself alone. There is a portal about 30 feet ahead of you. You are on lava rocks. You see a second portal swirling with a 4 above it. It's about 30 feet away. What are you going to do?
I'll just fly. I
Okay.
guess. It's the
You'll need to
easiest
cast
and quickest
fly.
thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a
Oh,
dex.
but
Give me a dex save first as you hit the ground, sort of out of Torrin's arms.
Okay, I do have agile though. I don't know if that.
Oh,
means
yeah.
anything.
Okay, yeah, it does. Of course it does. Well, in that case, you will land on your feet, as all cats do.
Yep.
And then you're going to start casting fly. I will need 1 con save from you first. See if you can maintain concentration as you will take...
Ooh, I have advantage to maintain concentration.
That's fine. Make it with advantage then, with Warcaster. You will take 10 fire damage, which is just enough to annoy you.
That's a 12.
12 is a success. That is more than half of 20. You cast fly and sort of rise up off the ground, and as you guys are standing on the hillside, Torin comes through, and then momentarily later, Sebastian like flies through up in the air. Just like absolutely booming through at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And almost going over the edge of the cliff. You guys find yourself stood on a nice, peaceful, grassy hill. We are not looking at that portal, but it is somewhere nearby. You find yourself standing on a peaceful, grassy hill, and you're relaxing, catching your breath, Torin, and I'm sure Sebastian. You're surrounded by sound of sort of natural life. Back to that pleasant feeling. There is sort of slight rolling grassy hills, ancient trees growing quite spaced out, and you can see a series of little sort of hills with portals on them. Each one of these portals is made of sort of old rock and bark and has moss growing around it. And every single one of these has a 1. These are different to the other portals in that the center is a shimmering gold light. You don't know where they go.
How interesting.
What is this? Are we to face our own trials?
Seems so. As we go through it, we won't know what to expect. That's for certain.
That's very true. I will walk through a portal.
Of course you will. Sebastian steps through a portal, and the portal closes up. Stone condensing to nothing.
Before the rest of you go, would anybody like some healing?
I think the only person who was missing 30 HP was that dude.
I was missing 2 HP.
Why?
Because temp.
Not magical. You're inspired by the words of Henry.
Oh, I guess I couldn't even restore temp.
Oh, you can't?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, would have been 3 hit points. So no, he's fine. The rest of you all at full health, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
What, is there anything that distinguishes them? You may have said.
They are all identical.
Okay.
The hills might be a bit different. They're natural.
Sure,
But the portal themselves is that gold shimmer. It's exactly what you see on the screen. And I just realised that at no point during this entire session has anyone seen what's on the screen. Looks like that.
Beautiful.
I've not been sharing.
Oh, on stream, you mean?
Yeah, I've not been showing Well20, but I think that's for the best, to be honest. I like seeing reactions instead.
Well then, shall we do this together?
You each wander up to a separate hill.
I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the worst is that could happen.
You
We
could
all
die.
get trapped on different planes of existence, perhaps?
Oh, I didn't mean to stop the music.
It wouldn't be the furthest thing from belief for that to happen.
Well, if Sebastian could survive it, no doubt any of us could.
Sebastian's survived leaping through many different portals at different points.
Exactly. Can't be honest.
Somehow,
good at it.
especially considering the company he was within.
I will wait for everyone and we will step through together.
Okay. You do so. And each of you steps through and are met with sort of darkness, really. The ground underneath you shimmers, and anybody who doesn't wear shoes will immediately notice they're standing in a slight pool of water. Dark, and above you, as you look up, is starlight. As if you're standing in a 2-inch lake. Nothing around you, starlight above you. Shimmering almost 500 feet away is a silver, swirling light. Each alone. See none of your companions. You're all saying the same, seeing the same. as you step through, each one of you feels a slight relief, a slight reassurance almost. Peace. And as I'm sure each of you will walk forwards at some point, as you look to either side, you see portals shimmering 30 or 40 feet away. Many of you move up to those portals. They're like images, as you look through them, of places you recognize. Well, some of which you will see Avon in far off town that you think you might have been into. You'll see rolling hills of Veralia. You'll see the forests of Veralia, the ocean. See various different parts of the land, Halion, Gazellan. And each one of these portals has a simple 0. But for each of you, there is one portal that has a 1 above it, as well as this shining silver portal at the end of the path. Hennick, Sandringham. Oren, you see back of a dragonborn woman in the kitchen. You've never seen this kitchen before, but you quickly identify it must be your mother's new home. Sebastian, you're looking into what is like a cosmological whirling mist of lights. You've no idea what it is, but it looks cool. Chiavo, you see what appears to be Mage's Guild Library. Huge, extensive, endless. No one there. Rosania, you see a hilltop lit only by the moonlight. You almost hear the sounds of nature through that portal. You look at it. Each one of these portals for you has a 1 above it. At the end of the path is a silver shining, which is clearly where you're meant to go.
I will go through.
All right. As you wander through and you see this portal with the mother cooking in a kitchen you don't recognize, what are your feelings? What are your thoughts? And what do you do?
I think his initial reaction would be to sort of like reach out and sort of say, "Mother." Definitely a lot of longing. I think Corin has probably gone longest without seeing his family, except for maybe Rosa. I'm not sure how Elvish family dynamics work, but yeah, definitely a lot of longing. He would definitely be drawn towards the portal, but I think ultimately, like looking through it and then looking back at this silver light, I think Tora knows what needs to be done. And so he will go towards the light.
And we will, as you take your first step towards the silver light, leave you there and turn to Hennick. Hennick, as you look through and see Sandringham, you can't help but notice that your home is standing. It wasn't doing that before. Your field is filled with rows upon rows of healthy, large-grown vegetables. You almost smell the loam of the earth as you look at it. How does he feel as he sees that, and what does he do?
Well, I mean, looking real close, trying to figure out if it's now or not. I don't know if there's any way to do that, but...
It doesn't seem likely. You only left Sandringham
Right.
a few days ago, and it didn't look like that.
Yeah, right. So it's not... They haven't put things back together in that sense. Certainly complicates things. But, being Hennick, I think it's fair for him to sort of talk to himself. And so he sort of looks in and... Well, I don't know, what's the point of striving to live longer if you're going to go back into the past? Thing about Sandringham is that one way or another it's always there, and I know where to find it. That's what makes it great. I don't need it just now. head towards the silver.
And as you take one step forwards, you see Torin sort of step alongside you. And you find that you're walking together towards the silver. Rosania, as you looking through this portal and seeing this hilltop covered in moonlight, you can almost hear the sounds of peace and nature there. And you see druidic markings around the hilltop. You know that this is likely where your circle currently is. How does she feel?
She probably just walks straight through. She doesn't really care too much about this place, hence why she spent all of her life adventuring. She never really felt like she belonged, not just in her druid circle, but as a matter of fact, she never really felt like she belonged in Beldania, hence why she always looked at the stars, and she's always taken so much interest into the Fae and the other planes of existence.
To clarify then, Bruno, when you said straight through, you mean straight past?
Yeah. Like,
okay, cool. You didn't walk straight through the portal into the druid circle, you walked straight past it towards the silver light. Okay.
Like, this place is her home. It's where she's from, but it's not her home.
Yeah, that's much as figures. And again, as you step forward, you sort of see slightly ahead of you, sort of 3 or 4 foot ahead of you, Torin and Hennick sort of step out and towards.
Hey guys.
Yeah,
Took you a
well,
while.
tempted as you
my
might
hand.
be by a
I'm gonna
giant
hold hands with
library,
everyone.
you do sort of feel the brushing of people move past you. You don't see them. You're sort of focused on this portal, this sort of endless library that you've never heard of.
Well, I'm sure if this place exists, I can find it at a time and a place when it's more suitable. Of all the things we need right now, the state of the world is far more important than just being absorbed in a book. And so for me, the choice is easy. Straight to the white light. The library can come another
As
day.
you step forward, you find yourself almost side by side with Rosania. And at this point, it won't escape you guys' notice that there are 4 of you moving down this corridor. Bastian, as you stare into this swirling set of cosmological lights, you sort of see the silver portal out the corner of your eye. And you do see a moment where, specifically Hennick and Torin, just sort of back as if to be... Everyone coming? What do you do?
Oh man, this is so tricky. Because, like, of course, he doesn't, despite, the frictions of personalities that can happen, this is his, family that are through the silver portal. However, there's this other side of him where it's like, what is this, mystical place? What's there? What is possible there? So I am going to roll for it.
That's the way to do it. What dictates what? 10 and above?
10 and above
it's
is
11
I go
and above,
through
11 and above, 10 and below,
so
right,
yeah,
yeah.
11 and above I go through silver, and 10 and below I
Taking a
don't.
cosmological
Portal.
hike.
Oh my goodness, I'm very scared. That's a 10.
Nice.
Oh,
10 and above. 10 and below. 10 and below, right? Is
10
that
and
how
below.
it works? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Off you go.
Well then.
Cosmological hike.
Yeah, I go through the cosmos portal.
You step through into this sort of swirling miasma of lights, and running center of it, you come face to face with what appears to be yourself.
I am the one true being.
And the Sebastian you see in the reflection doesn't say anything. He just gives you a smile and hands you a strange silver star.
Ooh.
2 bits of blue light at either end. Then gestures to a gap in the swirling mists. Where below you see what appears to be a simple stone room. Circular.
Oh my god.
Jesus fucking Christ.
How come you guys don't have that? It's the
I should
Armageddon.
assume that, yeah, that both
the Armageddon
Jamal
message.
and Bruno also would have got that at the same time.
Nope, I disabled them.
You can disable them?
How do you
Yeah.
disable it?
How
It's
will
for
you
an
know?
Armageddon.
Okay,
Oh,
under
it's
extreme
that
alerts
thing.
and severe alerts, yeah. Everybody in Britain
didn't
just
get
got warned
mine.
that the world's about to end.
Jamal's just continues to
Oh,
play
I'm
D&D.
gonna mute.
Thanks for letting us know early, guys.
Sorry.
It also does say this is a test, you don't need to do anything.
Just completely ruined the mood with
It
that.
did, yeah, my fucking brain is shocked.
Sorry.
It's
so
like,
you're
it's
giving
coming
me
from my disc too!
So-
Yes, so Sebastian, reflection, hands you a staff and points down through the gap in this swirling cosmological light. And you see a small stone room with shining mirror-like portals on every side. And you watch as your friends step out into that room. You can jump down. Other than that, it's just swirling mystical lights. Any sense?
What do you mean don't make any sense?
They're just random. It's like you've stepped out into a galaxy that you can't even comprehend. You could walk endlessly in any direction. Little to see. Almost like you were meant to arrive here. Your cat mirror itself, gestures through the hole in the ground.
Then I will take the best advice ever from myself and go down the hole.
The only one to do so. As you jump on down into the center of the room, you see your friends each arrive in the center of the room, sort of walking through one of the silver portals on the wall. And slowly the portals on the wall begin to close. But each of you, as you look to the portals on the wall, will catch in the corner of your eye one of them glowing as the place that you saw there. Whether it's Torrance mother's kitchen, an endless library, the fields of Sandringham, Druidic Hill, the moonlight. You'll all find yourselves standing in this stone circular room, and there is a simple stone pedestal in the center of the room, behind which is one single portal, leading out towards a beach. You see the ocean going in and out. But upon the stone pedestal is written, "You do not know where you are going. Any road will get you there." And a magical marking of a spell beneath it, as always, which I'm sure that Chiavo and Sebastian will quickly identify as Far Step. Far Step. It should be noticed that Sebastian has glided down gently from the ceiling in front of you all, holding a silver staff. He looks pretty cool, for being honest. If you're really being honest. Kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
A silver staff, you say?
Where did you find that, Sebastian?
I didn't find anything. It was given to me by possibly the most important person in the universe.
You met with Bahamut?
No.
You met with the stars?
I was in the stars.
What did he say?
Oh wait, I sworn to secrecy, not to share that information.
Sebastian speaks nonsense.
If you say so, but I have a cool new staff and you don't. So who's the one speaking nonsense?
I'm pretty happy with my staff. It keeps everyone alive. And I'll show my staff of healing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna march away. All
In a huff.
in a huff.
I must say, this has probably been the most impactful way of the path that you guys have taken me so far.
Glad to hear it, Rosa.
I was thinking back there when I briefly saw you coming through the portals and it showed all of your homes and where you come from. And it made me realize that even if I don't feel at home in Beldania, it's equally as important for me to protect those who do. So even if I don't know where I'm going, perhaps any road will indeed get me there.
Torn is so moved, holding back tears.
Torrin, don't cry. Are you guys ready to leave?
Right,
Yes.
we're ready to depart whenever.
I have been sitting on this for the whole session, but I would like to cast transport via plants. So
Okay.
I would touch one of the plants here, and I believe, as far as
What
I
plants?
know,
Well, you're in a
Stone
stone
room, right?
circular room.
Oh, we're in a stone room now. Yeah. This room.
I would druid craft a seed. I would druid craft a seed so it blossoms.
Mhm.
And yeah, if possible, I'd just like to make a quick way out of the dungeon back into the camp.
I would suggest that you step through the portal and then cast that to get back to the cart. My
Happily.
recommendation. Just because
Okay.
you might need to get to that
Happily.
beach. Just a thought, you might need to get to that beach.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Let's step.
So as you step through, Hennick, you know where you are.
Oh,
Remarkable. You know this river. This is the Cormin River. This runs through the halfling country of Cormin out to the sea. You find yourself on a beach near the mouth of the. So just to point out, on a beach near the mouth of the river, looking over at Boulder Town. Boulder Down, sorry. It's quite a pleasant beach. It's quite a, it's a nice sandy beach, but little sort of pebble-like stones.
well,
Wow.
actually, as a matter of fact, I can tell you that I've stepped farther back into my past than I expected. The portals back there tried to, let me consider sending back to an earlier time in Sandringham, but this is way back to my childhood. That over there is Boulder Down. I grew up down here.
Oh, we're in Safeton then.
Well, in Corman.
Sorry,
Safeton's a
Corman.
town up there, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Far end of the river from, yeah.
Corman
but,
then. Very strange. I don't think we were close to here.
No, we haven't been. Nearest we would have been would be far north of Corman, or over in when we were down in getting on the boats and stuff in Halion.
So we've travelled quite a way then.
Indeed, and so we knew that there were the two threes on the map, I guess.
Indeed.
Yeah. So
And indeed, you will see behind you, sort of halfway across the beach, this big stone doorway. The shimmering portal in it, and as you look at it, you do see Mike, sort of, his face sideways on, just sort of staring at you through. And a couple of times you see him reach and just like vanish through the image, and then like you see his back reappear, and you get the impression that he's trying to walk through the portal his end, but he's just passing through it, coming back through the other side.
I'll send him a message.
Nice.
Mike, I'm seeing you right now. We'll find our way back to you or point you in our direction. Do you just sit tight, all right?
Nick, thank you. Black radish is good. That's the donkey. Obviously, at this point, you could just step through the portal quite simply and find yourselves back where you were. You can take Rosania's plant growth journey to anywhere, really, that Rosania knows. Or you can wander the beach. And
Yeah, I think I would
Hennick-
revoke that, by the way.
Yeah.
If we can just walk.
Hennick, as you're sort of looking through, you sort of notice you're standing on something. As you look down, there is a beautiful sort of mother of pearl shell. Glimmers in the light. All of you will be a bit sort of entranced by how quiet and peaceful the beach is. The boats are over there, you know. They're either down the river mouth or over in Boulder Down. There's no reason for a boat to stop this side. The rolling green hills up behind you give way to sand dunes that give way to the beach. There's a few birds sort of carousing and filling the air with their sounds, but other than that, there's no humanoids, no noise, no city life, no annoyances. You're given a moment to reflect on where you've been. Meanwhile, as you look over, Sebastian's sort of pointing his staff at the floor and creating portals. Congratulations on your hither staff.
Yay!
I would like to point out that I carefully created an item for each of you that you would get if you stepped through into your homelands, and then were able to step out, and I knew that none of you would take it. I didn't think Sebastian would take it either, but I had an inkling that he might. It's there, I think, on this beach that we will take a short break. We shall see in a moment. Oh, hello, and welcome back to the second half of episode 46 of Beldania. We left off on a beach. Peaceful, calm. A portal back to where we came from is in sight. And as you walk the sandy beach, most of you are seeing pretty shells and opportunities to go crabbing, and Sebastian's making portals. Jumping through them and coming out the other end.
Interesting.
I'm skipping rocks and complaining about the waves, making it more complicated.
While we have this moment of peace, I think I'd take my hand at like fishing or sea hunting. I don't think Torin's ever, you know,
Yeah, give me a
cast out into
hunter-gathering
the
check.
ocean. Yeah.
You,
Haven't done
cast
one
out
of
in
those
the
in a
ocean a few times, and like a couple of times, it just sort of comes back to you on the waves.
Well, that's a natural
but
20 for
after
26.
after a couple of casts, you sort of get it right out there. Whilst you're letting your fishing line sit, look around in the crabbing pools, and you do get a couple of fairly good-sized crabs. You know, bright orange buggers. They'll be difficult to miss. And then you see your line sort of waver. It's real heavy. It's big. It's like nothing you've fished before. Yeah, you can sort of start to try and reel it in.
I will. I'll try to tug it back on my
Okay.
strength.
And eventually, after a lot of sort of yanking and pulling, you are confronted by a creature. It sort of stands up on two legs. Looks at you. Fuck.
The fuck?
Yeah. Bear with.
I'm staring at him back,
Wait, I'm
thinking the
getting-
exact same. Trust me.
I'm getting there. I need to put it on the screen. Sorry. Does that work? Can I not just put it on the screen like that? Do I have to
Ooh,
make it?
yeah, I
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
there we go. Yeah, it's like this. It's a Sahuagin. He sort of looks at you and
Well, terribly sorry, mate. Take whatever. Take whatever was on the end of that door.
and he sort of takes a little sea chest out from under his arm. And he sort of hesitantly says, and puts it on the ground and opens it facing you, and then he bows twice. And he lifts the little hook out of his mouth and walks back into the ocean like, what the fuck just happened to me? Gives you a little tribute. And off he drops.
Sure, I'll have a look.
And a big
Ye-
sea chest, inside which are 5 little tiny pearls. Beautiful.
I mean, I'll take him.
Oh, that's what you get rolling in a 20. You don't get breakfast. You have to have crab. You can cast your
Crab
line back
ring.
out to sea shortly and return with a sea bass.
No, crabs are fine. What's wrong with crabs?
Lots of things. It usually means that somebody's sleeping around. But regardless, got yourself some crabs. Lucky you.
Nice.
And 5 pearls.
Pearls.
Just pearls.
Beautiful.
What's the plan, guys? spending an afternoon on the beach before heading on with our important life?
Well, since we do have a little bit of downtime, it seems, not a huge amount, I would like to attempt some potion experimentation, see if I can figure out or work or make something new, really, that I haven't done before.
Okay. Sorry, I meant to move you guys to the map. These you are seeing like Boulder down from a. It's not Boulder. That's Galia. I thought I had a map of, or yeah, that's Galia. I thought I had a picture of Boulder, but I don't. As you, yeah, everybody else is sort of relaxed and, you know, drawing little pictures in the sand and cooking crab and making puddles and jumping through them. You all turn around and it's like, what is that foul smell? And it's Kiabo. He's also making potions. So, yeah, go ahead and give me an alchemy check while you attempt to combine your strange ingredients. See what you can create.
Alchemy check is going to be a. Wow, that's only a 12. Wow, that's terrible.
It is terrible. You managed to make 2 potions of bark skin, but as you haven't made this potion before, it takes a little while to work out, and you're not producing much else. You couldn't make it do anything interesting either, but you do get 2 potions of bark skin out of it. It's not bad for a first attempt, but the problem is it's making an awful eggy, sulfury smell. Really is just like it's messing with everyone's.
I would have been
vibe,
doing that
Kiabo.
definitely quite a way further down the beach, so I wouldn't have been wafting
it's
so
a
much.
bad smell. Like, you know,
It
like
just carries, okay.
you know when you walk down the beach and it's all lovely, and then you smell that seaweed that's washed up and it's been up there too long, and it's just like, oh, yeah, it's that. It's just that sulfury, eggy smell. Torin was like salivating over these crabs. And suddenly he's like, I don't think I can even stomach hard bread right now. Joke, Kiabo.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. But it's hard not to let the peace of the beach touch you all. You may all take a short rest. Need it?
I don't even.
It is restful either way.
Nick, do you wish to take a trip down to your hometown?
Can't see any particular reason to. We got Mike in the cart back where we came from, and we got more business to do up that direction. I hold no particular fondness for my time growing up down here, so nothing too horrifying. But I chose Sandringham for a reason.
Fair enough, Hannah. Always a man of reason. We should wrap up our little beach outing. Thorn will stand up and sort of dust himself off.
Having finished your lunches and such, able to walk up to this sort of rocky portal. And unlike the others, there's no number above this, and it seems a bit more prominent.
Well, all right then.
Let's go through.
As long as we're all going.
You do feel brief shimmer of the light in the portal, almost like it's testing you for something. Finds each one of you worthy. Anyone who wishes to can give me an Arcana check or an Insight check to see if they can work out what was about.
We got a 28.
That's quite good.
Me too, but on insight.
At this point in the campaign. But yeah, between the Insight and the Arcana, you sense the magic is testing for a property that you have about you. And with the Insight, you gather that it's maybe checking that you came through this way. Goodness knows what would have happened if you didn't. Really sure. But Sebastian thinks that maybe the portal wouldn't have even shown up. People who hadn't been through the original way of the path, and they would have just got to sort of tumbled out the other side with a slight strange feeling. I mean, perhaps Henrik has even seen this stone doorway on the beach in childhood. It existed for
It's possible.
for thousands of years. And usually it's just empty, but when you have done the way of the path, you can go back through it. And you find yourself those two hills looking out the horizon. There is no sun rising between them. No ocean sounds going on either. Remember which bloody playlist it's in. There we go.
We each brought a shell to hold to our ears so that we could keep track on.
Sure you did. But yeah, you find yourselves back out where you were, and Mike wanders up to you slowly. And Nick.
Howdy, Mike. I told you we'd be back. Everything all right here?
Mike be thinking.
About what now?
You people. Your people. He sort of makes a gesture with his hand as if to say, short people. More, yes? Many more.
Halflings, halflings, you know, people my side. Yeah, there's quite a few.
My people?
Well, not quite like you. You're pretty special.
Special, but only me?
Well, for now.
One day, Mike friend like him?
I think that's definitely something that could be arranged. It's just a matter of a whole lot of important things going on. It takes a chunk of time, and it's a little distant from here, but we could do it.
Would like. Henrik friend, but not same.
No, of course not. Of course not. Yeah, we can make sure that gets arranged.
With that, he sort of he walks up to Black Radish and he pats him. And he's like, "You friend too." It's very quiet.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I think that might be the best way to leave old Radish for now. I like him the way he is.
If Radish think too much, maybe get sad.
Yeah, you know, and he's got you to take care of him right now, so he doesn't need to be too bright.
Yes. He knows forward. Forward is good.
I agree.
With that, he sort of pats Black Radish again, feeds him a little carrot, jumps up on top, and is ready to ride you guys onwards. Okay, he's not riding you guys, he's riding the cart, but he's ready to drive you guys onwards is what I was looking for. There we go. Is the plan just to head onwards? Are we going back to Lorvalum, or are we headed on to first where the path is? It is one that Theseus has told you is about time.
This is the first one.
Yeah,
Seems silly.
Pretty close, yeah.
Like effort on these paths and not do the first one.
As you wander on down the road, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As you leave the 2 crossed hills behind you. Bruno, I'll take a D100 from you.
I got a 52.
A 52, which I believe is 26 when home. Oh, we've got the goat. The wrong number. Oh, cool. As you are wandering on down the road, a satyr sort of she's out into the road, rushes towards you, Rosa, and leans out and goes, "Here, hold this!" and hands you a sort of small sack.
Is that a bomb?
You don't think so? But
Why are you running?
he puts his hand in front of you. No, he does not stop the conversation. He goes, "Here, hold this," and like you either grab it or it's going to drop on the floor at your feet. That's your only 2 options.
I am going to grab it and I'm going to start running after him.
Cool. You chase for a little while, but then realize that this dude is real fast. Satyrs
I
have
will
like
polymorph into a
100
horse.
feet of movement speed when they dash. Oh, you're gonna really chase him down. Okay. I'll
be back.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check with your horse stat block.
D&D 5e
your own
horse.
proficiency if you wish. I think it's riding horse specifically.
Yes. Speed is 60 feet, so I'll dash.
Mhm.
So I have 120 feet of movement.
I just need an athletics check from you. The satyr is nifty on his feet,
sir.
and unlike a horse, he's much better at turning corners.
Of course. That's +3. Got a 16. If I make guidance myself, I'll do it. If not, no worries.
I don't think horses can say those words. Easily. Horses
Nay.
cantrip casting.
Guidance.
Yes, that is a 21 on his part. As he sort of twists and turns, he suddenly realizes that you're not giving up, and he's like, I swear I was getting chased by an elf a minute ago. There was a horse after me. Where the fuck is that package gone? He looks back and he's like, you shouldn't worry about me. You should worry about the one chasing me.
I did try to ask.
And the rest of you...
Sir, if you try to run again, I will polymorph you into a snail. I'm putting my elven foot down
He
here.
waves and he just continues his wriggling path onwards. And also, you can't turn him that you're a horse.
He's half horse. Surely he speaks horse.
He's half goat. Don't be so racist.
Of course.
He's a satyr, and you know how much you hate goats.
Let me have a think about what I want to do.
Okay. Well, that's all right, because while you're off... Fuck have I
Eating
just
goats.
done? Oh, my.
What is it with that girl and goats?
I really hate them, Henrik. I really do.
The horse is talking from 60 feet away. I don't know what I've just done, but no longer have a 1 to 10. Lost them. I don't know what I've done with them. Anyway,
no.
I'll work that out later. Yeah, so as the horse sort of runs off after the goat, or charges off after the goat, stomping over the hill, is a giant. Slightly troublesome.
Just before we do anything else there, I just wanted to say real quick, when you started that, I really thought, I don't know how I misheard you and I heard Satan, and I just thought of Satan the goat again.
Well, Satan was a goat, that is true. And as he sort of steps on over the hill, he has this huge club in his hand. You identify him as a hill giant. Puts the club down, he looks down at you. Where, goat man? Are you two fighting two different directions? Can I assume that you're both pointing at where the goat man went?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely pointing.
You see he holds sack. You see?
Not sure, mate. I'm sorry. He was very fast.
Yes. Lob sad, flower gone. Best flower known.
What kind of flower gob?
Or bread.
Ah.
I didn't realize what you were saying. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? What kind of flower, you idiot? And I was like, oh, I see. There's more than one type of flower.
Like,
Yeah, right.
that would have been very cute if this giant was looking for like the prettiest flower.
No. He's looking for his bag of flour, which has gone missing. The giant sort of looks at you and not full. Begins to sort of break into a slow loping run. Runs past you. It's not long before the horse hears the giant. The giant's got a lot of movement speed. And as it sort of leaps from one step to another, it's really got into its stride. And you just hear him sort of mutter to himself in common. Goat, now goat and horse. What is day?
You can see me eating some grass on the side of the road.
Where, goat man?
I'm
He's
just
not
a
really
horse.
asking you. He's not really asking you.
Just a horse here.
He looks around for a while. Oh, goat man gone. Fine people. And he turns back and he heads back towards Torin
wait.
and Sebastian and Henrik.
The goat man's completely gone.
Oh, he's like dashed into the distance. The dude has 80 foot of movement speed and he's dashing.
I'll just come back to the
yeah,
party then, as a
he's,
horse. As a horse.
Okay, yeah, the horse sort of wanders back after the giant who wanders after the party. This giant comes back over the hill. He's not running anymore, he's walking. He looks down. You have flour for bread.
We might, Hennick.
Well, I've got some bread. You can have just a loaf of bread if you like.
Give man bread, he eat once. Give man flour, he eat many days.
It's
I
true.
suppose that depends on the quantity of flour, but
Big man,
I
big flour. That bag, always flour.
Is that
interesting.
right?
Mm,
That would be helpful for a giant like you.
yes. Lop is good giant. No eat people. But Lop not allowed to shop.
That's awful, Lob.
Little people don't like big giant.
I can understand why.
That's really sad. That's tragic. That really sucks.
Yes, Lop sad.
Oh.
Maybe you find Goatman.
Lob, what if we taught you to grow wheat? Which is what is used to grind into flour.
Digging soil. Very painful for back.
Oh.
Maybe you find Goatman. Bring back bag.
I will. Oh my god. This
Can I just point out that at this point, the bag he is looking for is on Rosa's person, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Okay,
And
good.
I'm s-
It's fused into her horse form.
God. You can see that her little horse face is almost tearing up at this man.
Oh,
Giant. He just wants to make his bread, and now I'll unshapeshift and say, "Don't worry." Did you say your name was Grog?
Lop.
Don't worry, Love, because I've got your bag of flour.
He's a loaf. Lop.
Love.
Loaf.
Loaf.
It's even better.
Loaf
Why
the
is his
giant.
name
Why
Loaf?
is his name Loaf?
Oh. His name should be
You
Loaf.
look at.
Let's just pretend that's how she says it.
You found flour. Ah,
Yes, Love.
I would hug, but hurt. And he leans down. He takes it very gently, and
Oh, here you go.
he says, "You want flour too?
No. Make as much bread as you
Go on
want to live your
forever.
dreams.
Don't worry." And he takes a little tiny pouch from his pocket and he pours some of this flour into a bag and he hands it to you as a reward. It won't take Hennick long to realize this is not fucking flour. It is
It's
pancake
bread
mix.
making flour.
oh,
He has an
Okay.
infinite bag of pancake mix. It's Coke. Oh, dear.
Now I understand why he was.
If that's the case, Hennick knows it's not flour, but he doesn't know what it is.
No, indeed. Well, I mean, it's sort of a pre-made mixture of various things that Hennick would smell and be like, "I've never known flour smell like that." But you may have 12 servings of pancake mix, but he will take his
Wow.
endless bag and he looks down at you and not like you. You be horse and woman, very pretty woman. And
You're
he
a
sort of
pretty
leans down with
giant,
his
Lop.
finger and he pats you on the shoulder with a finger.
I will pat him back.
Lop, go home, make more bread. And,
Best of luck to you, Lob.
thanks. And he just heads off.
I'll give Hennick the flour and that's Rose's day done.
It's everyone's day done, I'm afraid. As the rest of the day will go seamlessly, you may take a long rest, and in the morning we will head to the way of the path number 1. But I'm afraid that's where we're going to end. It's a bit of a shorter session, but it feels packed.
yeah, it was
I'm
quite.
at my
Full,
limit
chock full of stuff.
of brain. But I'm so glad we got Lop the giant. I've been waiting for him for a long, long time. I use these encounter cards in multiple campaigns, and he's never been allowed to come out. Incidentally, he was inspired by Bruno, I should just let you know. Or Bruno and others. Do you remember we converted a giant to veganism in Evan's campaign? Well,
Was thinking about it right now.
yeah, I figured
Oh
you
my
would be.
God.
I thought it might be time to like afterwards I made the cards and I sort of remembered that and thought it was a cool concept. So.
You know my weak points, James.
More vegetarian giants.
Big giants.
Yeah, let's take in some MVPs. I will start where I ended, and I believe that is with Bruno.
Well, of course, my MVP has to be this giant because you know I love a big, huge NPC that we can befriend.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I'm just so happy that this happened.
Good. Joe.
From near the beginning, Jamal saying it's a good thing. What if anybody figured that was 111? The three lines through over the roll.
It was brilliant.
Yes,
yeah, that was in my
the
list.
111
of
creatures. Yeah, absolutely, no question.
Rico.
I really enjoyed the way of the path, and especially the lava portion. Just like everything about music and the timing, and it was just cool. Like I felt like I was dashing through. I felt like I was in an anime.
I felt like you were in an anime as well. I was like,
from, like rock to rock.
Yeah.
Through the lava is sick.
And
Absolutely.
you dropped your cat. Jamal.
Inadvertently.
Honestly, I just think there were so many good things in this session. It's hard to pinpoint exact moments.
Pick one.
In terms of what you managed to do, in terms of the way of the path and the NPC interactions, especially the giant, that was really good. You sort of did a brilliant job on the whole narrative side of things this time round. With this one, it was just so fucking good. But I do have a couple of ones. The one silly one that I've got here is Bruno with Nay.
Nay, yes. I like that.
And then there was also
Nay.
It was so good.
there was also another moment which you had, which was equally as ridiculous, but was just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
He's half goat. That's racist.
Yeah, but you called him a half horse. Like, confuse your centaurs on your satyrs. It's rude. Josh.
So the goats were really fun. I really liked the two goats. They were cool and very funny. But my actual big MVP is the poor awoken mushroom being like, "Is there any of my people?" And it was just like so heartbreaking. He's all alone. So yeah.
Honestly, that was meant to happen a while ago, but I've been waiting so long to see if I could work out Mike's voice. Like, I wanted it to feel big and slow is the only way I can explain it, but like it's still soft and gentle. So I've been spending my shower time talking to myself as a mushroom, trying to get to the point where I knew who Mike was. So I hope that came across well, because I'm always very hesitant when people have pets or companions or familiars to voice them or to give them a personality that's not given by the creator. But this felt like an important sort of opening. It's an important opening for Henrik to sort of validate his decision of awakening the first one and be willing to awaken another, right? So that was that's why it came about.
I race in the world.
Had a few little ones. I really liked the big moment right at the beginning where Rico went, "Speaking of breakfast, headache." like it was cool, like room service. It was brilliant. I love this. We're gonna have this endless head canon of the bunny in the mirror that's a criminal mastermind that wants to live forever. I love that. It's gonna keep building, I'm sure. I really liked when Josh was as Sebastian saying, "I met the most important person in the world," and with no hesitation, Rico just went, "You met Bahamut," which is great. Love that. Obviously, calling flour Coke. And the moment where it was, "Where does that goat man go?" And with no hesitation, Joe and Rico pointing in two completely different directions. But I really, really thought Joe smashed it out the park today with a very different type of verse. Because we often get, this sort of spoken word poetry, but this was something more. It was a song, right? It had a vibe. It was almost like a rap. And there were two sets of lyrics.
Johnny Cash vibes.
Me, Joe,
it was the closest homage to the old Johnny Cash stuff that I've done yet. Yeah.
But there were two separate lines that really pulled me out. When you talked about the drowsy fountain streams making real your dreams, from the painting the illusion, where the path. And I don't think. I mean, I'm sure you know as a DM, but I don't think I can express how much validation it gives me as a DM. To know that those moments stood out enough for you to remember them and bring them to life again. So like that is the ultimate validation as a DM to go, I've created something worth enjoying. But it was actually something that had nothing to do with my campaign at all, and was just a beautiful line that really stuck with me in the Jews Harp song, which was, "Keep your course straight and true, and believe most strongly in you." And I just
Well,
thought,
that was
fuck, that was poignant, right?
Well, that was the one that where all the illusions, and all you have to do is keep walking straight.
Yeah, I know I got
yeah,
it, and I know it was a reference to something that I'd said, but it was just like, it was such a poignant line in general. I just think phenomenal job. And I haven't done it in a while, but go ahead and give yourself the inspiration. That was just, it was so beautiful, and so much pleasure to be a part of. Yeah,
Happy
and
people stand through it.
we're going to step into a very poignant way of the path next, when we begin to look at time. Well, poignant and funky. It's going to be a tough one next session. Lots of thinking. So bring your thinking brains, but I will look forward to then. But for now, it is time for us to say goodbye. If you guys would like to say goodbye,
Goodbye.
Till next time.
Bye.
we shall see you soon.